Hello, and welcome to KDAB News, the monthly update for professionals working with Qt, C++, and 3D technologies. I'm Robert Brock, and in this edition we have a KDAB interview with Olivier Goffard from Wobok and KDAB's Till Adam, Qt DevCon conference program available, Qt Creator 5.0 beta released, releases of KD SOAP 2.0.0 and KD Dock Widgets 1.4, Tool of the Month, announcements, and resources. First today, we are happy to announce that KDAB will take over the popular code browser from Wobok. To give us a bit more background on what the code browser actually is and what it does, and why Wobok is passing it on to KDAB, I have Olivier Goffard, one of the developers of the code browser, and Till Adam from KDAB with me. Hello, Olivier.
Hello.
So, the code browser, what does it do and why is it useful?
So, a lot of work is spent when developing is spent trying to understand existing code. So we are doing more reading than writing new code. And this also includes reading code from libraries and other code, which is third-party code, which we're using. So to help with the task, we usually use IDE that have nice features to navigate within function or to see where a function is used. So for example, to see which part of the code read or write a given member variable. And the thing is that sometimes we do not have the whole code of some libraries, or we do not want to load it inside the IDE. So it's more convenient to just look at it online without having to download anything or such. But then we do lose all the features from decent IDE, like highlighting and nice tooltips and code navigation. So that's why I started doing that. I wanted just to be able to browse online with the same convenience, the same tooltips, the same code navigation. So that's about it. And this also has the advantage that you can link to given lines of code or function, and we can send that to the coworker by email or company chat, or to paste it on the bug tracker. And when one click on this, we are directly into the code and with all the navigation feature available.
Sounds like an amazing tool full of potential. So why have you decided to pass it on to KDAB?
So we have been busy with other projects and we didn't have enough time to maintain properly recently to give it the love it deserves. So now we hope that this tool will get more love and more maintenance into the hands of KDAB, and we wish them success with the tool.
I'm sure the devs will love it and nurture it. I look forward to see what it grows up to be. Thanks again, Olivier, for your time.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Now, let's go over to Till, get an idea of what KDAB are planning. Hi, Till.
Hi, Robert. Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us what KDAB is planning with regards to the code browser?
We'll probably move it to its own domain, probably do some visual updates, maybe a few extensions that we're thinking about. Hopefully by September, by Qt DevCon in Berlin, we'll be able to share an update.
September already? I can't wait. Will the code browser remain available outside of KDAB?
Sure. Basically, the code browser is a great resource. It's very useful. We use it in KDAB all the time. So we wanted to make sure that it remains available for ourselves, but also for the wider community.
Okay, that's all awesome news. Do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the guys at Wobok for building the code browser in the first place, for making it available for free to the community, and for maintaining it for so long. It has been and will continue to be a great tool.
Indeed. A big thank you to Wobok for the work they've already put in and for the interview. And thank you, Till, for coming on. From the 28th to the 30th of September, Qt developers will meet in Berlin to share knowledge, learn new things, and exchange thoughts at Qt DevCon. The program is now available and offers a broad variety of interesting talks and 10 excellent one-day training courses. The two keynotes will be about Qt 6.2 and Beyond by Maurice Kalinowski from the Qt company, and The Journey to the Cloud Has to Go Through the Edge by Dario Freddi, co-CEO at SecoMind. Among other topics, there will be talks about automotive HMI trends and Qt 6, community-driven QML coding guidelines, hybrid Qt development with Python, and many more. On the first day of the conference, participants can choose one of our 10 full-day training courses. We often introduce new courses or special one-offs at our annual Qt Developer Training Day, and this year is no exception. You can pick trainings such as QML application architecture, profiling and debugging for Linux, free open source software compliance, or programming for microcontrollers with Qt for MCUs. Also, check the full list of training offers on the website. Although the ticket sales only recently opened, please note that due to current regulations, there's only a limited number of on-site participants allowed. If you live too far away from Berlin or don't feel like traveling yet, there's online ticket for all talks of the conference. Note that the training can only be attended on-site in Berlin. So please find all information about Qt DevCon and the talks in the link below. A few weeks ago, 2 new versions of Qt Creator were released. Qt Creator 4.15.2 fixed an issue with executing system calls with QMake projects and a crash and some performance issues with CMake projects. More importantly, Qt Creator 5.0 Beta came out and brings along some bigger changes as it switches to a semantic versioning scheme. Don't expect a completely rewritten IDE though, as it's still following the incremental development style, and the next feature release of Qt Creator will be 6.0 towards the end of the year. Qt Creator 5.0 comes with experimental support for ClangD as the backend for the C++ code model. It's replacing the libclang-based code model, building on the support for the language server protocol. Another experimental feature that is shipped with 5.0 is some support for building and running applications in Docker containers, which currently only works on Linux hosts with CMake as a build system. Version 2.0.0 of KDSOAP is the first release that supports Qt 6 and fully removes the QMake build system. Otherwise, there are a few bug fixes and build system improvements. You can find the complete release information in the link below. Further, KD DocWidgets has been updated to version 1.4. The highlights of KD DocWidgets 1.4 are the experimental MDI support and new declarative API for Qt Quick. By using main window MDI, you can now have docked widgets, which are free to be arbitrarily positioned and even overlapped inside the main window. On the Qt Quick side of things, lots of stabilization has been made, but more importantly, there is a new API, so you can instantiate dock widgets directly in QML instead of the lower C++ level. Other than that, a host of other bug fixes were made. In this case, maybe I should say Tools of the Month. KD Toolbox is a large collection of miscellaneous useful C++ classes, Qt tools, and other stuff that our developers here at KDAB use in their projects. Among those, you'll find, for example, Duplicate Tracker, a helper class to keep track of scene elements, to avoid processing duplicate elements in a collection. UE Watchdog, a header-only tool to break the program when the main thread event loop is blocked for more than 300 milliseconds. And QML Property Selector, a QML item to easily set property values based on combination of conditions. There are many other little helpers included, such as model view libraries, string handling, and signal slots libraries. So, before writing something yourself, go and check it out. KD Toolbox is available under the terms of MIT license and can be found on the GitHub link below. The Qt Company announced that the next Qt World Summit will happen online on the 3rd of November 2021. The call for presentations is open until the 9th of August. Are you looking ahead to next year already and planning to learn new things or planning to train your team? The training schedule for KDAB Trainings 2022 is out now. There are intro and advanced trainings for QML, modern C++, introduction to CMake, and many more. See the link below. Thank you for watching, stay safe, and feel free to share any feedback or questions below the video. I'll see you next time.